this is what I'm tentatively calling game theory right now. So that may change. Yeah, it's a bit goofy. I like my puns, but I also really like LGBTQ characters in video games, and so that's what I'm here for. That's my sole purpose, my one true desire, my hot diggity dog is just gay characters. Anyway.
My hot diggity dog.
Yes. So myself, I am Isaac. I'm a game artist, and with me I have my buddies. You can introduce each other one at a time.
Well, this is Jude.
Oh, there we go. Introducing each other.
Jude is fucking awesome, and they're also a game artist, and they're hilarious, and they're sweet, and they're extroverted, and I adore them.
Aww.
I'm really not. This is Parker. He's a sweet boy. He's a programmer, a game programmer specifically. He is a cool dude. He knows everybody, and everyone loves him.
Absolutely true. I endorse both of these statements. So to kind of kick us off more in this like little introducing segment, I have a little icebreaker for us all because I love icebreakers. So today's little question of the day is, if you could have an endless supply of any type of food, what food would it be?
Peanut butter.
Right off the bat.
Spaghetti.
There we go.
Should we explain why we chose that?
Yeah, if you want to.
I chose peanut butter because peanut butter is sweet, and it's salty, and it's creamy, and it's smooth, and it's warm.
It's not warm.
So even though this is like a gay podcast, we didn't mean for this to get this gay.
Parker heats up his peanut butter in the microwave, apparently.
I have feelings towards my peanut butter.
And
you know what? Like, if I want to...
We don't shame you for it.
Yeah,
it's totally valid.
If I need to express those feelings...
If you want to
very deep...
boil your peanut butter in hot on the stove and then eat it. I like spaghetti because it's filling and delicious, and I like noodles and cheese and sauce.
I agree with the noodle statement. I like, because you mentioned earlier like fried rice, and I'm just like, I would eat fried rice for years.
I would totally eat fried rice
for years. You could put anything in fried rice.
I didn't want to say soup because that's like the biggest soup.
No, honestly though, like you can get vague enough like that and like win. You can like live with different types of soup every day.
That's what I would do. I would eat
peanut butter soup.
That's. I mean, people do that.
Wow, really?
Well, they don't make peanut butter based soup, but they put peanut butter in like spicy soups.
They put peanut butter on hamburgers now. And on pizza.
That is just the worst.
I saw an advertisement on the interwebs of a pizza with marinara sauce, and instead of cheese, they put peanut butter.
You would love that.
I would totally love that.
That was absolutely you.
That was Parker made that post. Yeah. Pretending that someone else did.
I made that pizza.
Yeah, someone else likes that too, I promise.
So now that we know a little bit more about all of us and our, frankly, a bit weird eating habits,
yeah.
Parker.
I'm gonna throw out this question, since it's our very first episode and it's very generic and vague, because, you know, what are some of our favorite LGBT characters, why they're your favorite, what's good about them? What's good, Miley?
What's good, Miley? Well,
yeah, you can go first.
Okay. Well, I think my favorite one has to probably be like Chloe Price from Life is Strange. That game sort of didn't bend to anyone. They wrote it with like a certain age in mind, like especially like the raw teenage years of high school, but they didn't try and make any of the characters be like, oh yeah, like we're gonna make this character super attractive so like we get a bigger audience, or like we want to like satisfy our fans. No, they wrote that whole game just with character depth in mind. And with Chloe Price, her attraction towards the main character Max feels organic, just because there's a lot of deep resentment there towards each other for leaving in the past, and so there's a history. And also because Chloe is such a distant person, it makes sense that the only person that she would open up to, she would have feelings for. It doesn't matter who that person is, you know? Mm-hmm. So that's kind of what makes it feel real. When I think of the relationship, I don't think, oh, that's a specifically gay relationship. That relationship is making a statement. It is trying to be outwardly gay so people can see that it's gay. I think that's just a very personal, deep, emotional relationship that isn't trying to speak to anyone except for the people who are in it, you know?
Just to clarify, because I always mix the two up. Max is the blue-haired one.
That's Chloe.
Chloe's blue-haired. Oh, okay.
I was gonna say the same fucking thing. I'm so bad at names.
No, yeah. Chloe and Max are together.
So just to preface, not all of us play every single game, because it's really hard to play every single game. So there are often going to be points where one of us is like, which game is that again?
No, for sure.
I play every single game.
I'm so proud of
Also,
you.
I don't have as like deep and meaningful of a reason for
No,
mine.
it's good. You can have
Okay.
any reason whatsoever.
One of my favorites, I have many, is probably Dorian Pavus from Dragon Age Inquisition.
Most recently of Minrathous.
Yeah.
He has good hair.
And a great mustache. She's
Amazing
like the only
mustache.
person I know who can pull off a mustache.
Like, that's like the curl.
The
I,
curl, the
I
tweedle.
must admit, I've never played Dragon Age Inquisition, but I've seen pictures of Dorian, and like
Yeah.
I just want to go up and be like, and just like twist his mustache and be like,
I
like we'll twist the mustache.
He would
Honestly
love that.
true. No, yeah.
Oh, I love him. He's such a great fucking character. Oh, am I allowed to swear? Okay.
Yeah, no.
Awesome.
Yeah. She knows. We're all good.
Um,
Anybody listening to this should know. This is a swearing podcast. So
Okay.
please, if you're
This is a ding-dong podcast.
delicate, I'm really sorry, but this is
I
how it's going to be.
apologize. But yeah, Dorian
There are
is
also going to be copious mentions of ass, penis, and other...
definitely
And titties.
titties.
So.
Dorian is just a great character because unlike the previous... Well, the first Dragon Age wasn't like this, but the second Dragon Age was very player sexual as a type of thing, where all characters were attracted to your character no matter what your gender was, and that's not really the same
Except for the DLC character.
except for the DLC character. But that's just because
Yeah.
he just wasn't a fan of you.
Yeah.
But that's
Cock's
different
a
from
hot.
like being like a queer character that's just being like, I don't know, it's different than having a like established sexuality. Where in like Inquisition everyone had an established sexuality. Dorian was gay, Sarah was a lesbian, stuff like that. Bull was bi, or Pam. But yeah, I just feel like Dorian was just a fantastic character, and he was written so well. And like a lot of characters who are gay in like games and media, there was like that angsty backstory, but I feel like they played it very well. Like I feel like they kind of described it in a pretty, like it was like angsty, obviously, and
Yeah.
sad, but it was like not so like fantastical. Like it was something that you could like believe. And which is annoying because, like, in fantasy games, it's like, why do they have to be homophobic? It's a fantasy game. There's
Yeah.
dragons.
It's like, why do we have to be sexist in video games?
Exactly.
Like, I
Doesn't
don't
make any
understand.
sense.
Guys, there are dragons. We have more important things. To do.
Exactly.
Big mood.
But I just love him. He's fantastic, and he plays off everything with like a smile. And even when he's sad, he like makes sure to like make your character feel good. And it's just like their interaction is fantastic, and it just always makes me smile.
So it's just cute.
Oh no, yeah. He's like he'll talk about how he sits in a chair by a window that overlooks the courtyard, and he talks about how he sees your character like running around talking to everyone. He's like, I see you scurrying around and helping everyone's issues, and it's like, oh.
Fourth wall break too. Like damn,
Oh.
Dorian.
Yeah, he's just,
No,
he
yeah,
just watches
Dorian's
that.
a real sweetheart.
He's a cute boy.
He is fantastic.
So I'm gonna say mine. Dorian's really good, but I really, really love Kaidan Alenko of Mass Effect.
I saw that gif of his butt this morning.
Yeah.
Jude showed me a gif of Caden's butt just moving, and I was like, "That's a good butt."
But I really like Kaidan. It kind of sinks, like, there are parts about it that I don't like, in the fact that, like, you don't really get to explore Kaidan and Male Shepard's relationship until, like, Mass Effect 3, but it also feels a bit more organic. In the fact that they like didn't get together right off the bat and that kind of stuff. And then also Kaidan's just a really sweet dude.
He's so sweet.
And the stubble's great.
He's
so
Canadian.
there's
He has
just
stubble in the third one.
He's Canadian.
he's Canadian.
Oh, okay.
Always makes
those
jokes.
Canadian boys.
But no, and he also really cares about his mom, and I'm just like,
Oh!
He has so many cute little quips in the first game, like,
Yeah.
I should have brought my sweater like my mom told me to. It's like, oh, Kaidan.
yeah. So Kaidan's just a really super sweet character, and I really like him. And also I'm bi, and Kaidan's bi, so I
Yeah.
love it.
I just agree with you.
Kaidan,
Like,
Kaidan's a sweet boy.
the realistic, like, just the growth of their relationship is so fantastic through all three games. Like, I literally, every time I play Male Shepherds, I'm like, I'm saving myself for Kaidan.
No, yeah, I must admit, I've only played the first Mass Effect, and
And I killed Kaidan.
what? No, I.
Oh my God.
No, I actually saved Kaidan
We would have
because
kicked you off the podcast if you had killed
no.
Kaidan.
No,
Get out of here.
I
I'm just kidding.
saved Kaidan. I killed Ashley. She was a racist.
We
No.
do love Ashley, but she's kind of racist in the first
She
game.
learns
She does.
eventually.
Yeah.
You love Ashley. Ashley's a racist. Ain't no room for
I didn't
racists
say,
on that team.
Actually, it's cool after a while.
After a while, maybe I just haven't.
She has
given
a lot
her
of
enough
character
attention.
You
development
have to have
later
a
on.
stern chat with her.
Yeah.
You're like, no.
Okay. Because in the first game though, Kaidan was really sweet.
He was
but
sweet and
he
awkward.
was like from what I remember, whenever I would like go talk to other people and like I would have like the romantic chats with him, right, where it's like I could like talk him up and like, you know, flirt with him. He would say like, I saw you talking to this other person, like, is there something going on there?
Oh yeah,
And
he gets a little jealous.
The characters in the first game get really weirdly jealous of each other. Like, if you romance Kaidan or Ashley, they're like, dude, were you talking to Liara? And it's like, bruh, she's like an integral part of this game, calm down.
Oh man. But yeah.
It's also very easy to accidentally romance either of them in the first game.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
You have to be
I
like,
try
no.
hard not to.
You have to like kind of be mean to them at the beginning. You have to be like, no, because it locks in very quickly in the beginning of the game. Like, you have to be like,
one of the problems of Mass Effect 1.
I was saving myself for
Thank Christ
for,
they fixed that in the second
Garrus.
game.
Saving myself for Garrus.
Garrus is a good boy. And so we have our 3 characters here. What are some parts that you wish you could change, maybe, or like parts that you were like,
of those characters, and like,
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, it would be the fucking, as interesting as the backstory was, like, written, I just hate when they're like, they try to justify like homophobia in a fantasy world. It makes no sense. It's just ridiculous. I mean, Dorian is written, I believe, very well. Like, I really loved his character, but I just feel like that backstory could have been written a lot better. Like, it could have been kind of like, oh, he was trying to marry, like, your dad was trying to marry you off for like a fucking heir or whatever. Like, that makes sense, but like, the length that they went to is like, oh, okay, like, let's not.
Bringing homophobia into the world of Thetis.
And also being like, I'm just gonna change you
why?
with straight blood magic. It's like, oh my god.
No, absolutely. One thing that I hope is alright to say, that I'm really looking forward to in the future with games is that, or like with any sort of media or like representation of LGBTQ characters, like I'm really looking forward to the time where it's like they can just be part of that community. Like it's not like a thing, you know?
We
like,
don't have to like shove so many tropes on.
Exactly,
like,
or
overused
or
tropes.
it's like, you know, it's not always like they're gay. Wow. I mean, well, like, and I mean, I'm all for like supporting that community. That's not what I'm saying. I just mean that like I'm excited for when having a gay character in a game is not such a big deal.
Because
You know,
it's like
it's not
normal.
such
because it's
controversy.
normal, you know.
Yeah.
It's not controversial just because it's a thing. And I actually got that feeling a lot when I was playing Life is Strange. That's, I think, one of the best parts about it is that they don't shove it down your throat like they're gay. This is a gay character. This is a gay game. They just like made it. This is a game. They just made it easy to accept. Like no one really questioned it in the game.
That's important. Just
Well,
the
yeah.
writing within the game of the other characters, like responses.
The controversial events that happened in the game didn't revolve around the sexuality of Max. But one thing I would change about Chloe as a character,
blue-haired one.
yes, Chloe's the blue-haired one.
Got it.
And I guess this kind of ties into Max too. I mean, Chloe's whole character is that she's like super rebellious and that she hates everyone, and that, you know, Max is the one that she opens up to. So that relationship feels organic. But it also makes her feel shallow sometimes, because that's like her only character trait at some points where it's like, Chloe, we get it. You're rebellious. You don't like power. You don't have to say it every 2 seconds. And she
I
kind of
hate teachers.
Yeah,
You're
like I hate
that's
teachers.
Cool.
I hate my
wanna
dad.
talk
I'm
about
gonna smoke weed, and be angry all the time.
No, exactly. And that also sort of just detracted from the quality of their relationship, in my opinion, sometimes. Because, like, I do love it just because it felt natural and seamless, but it didn't feel deep. Like, her jagged character traits sort of made it feel uneven at times. Or, like, I was like, okay, what's happening
Like,
here?
you wish the rest of her character was written as well as, like, the romance was.
Yes, exactly. And the events that happened in the game were written so well. I just wish that her character matched them.
Don't you
better.
have an option to not romance her in the game?
You do have an option not romance her.
How bland is her character without the romance?
I mean, it's sort of the same actually, because I did play it one time, you know, intending to not romance her to see what that was like, because you can romance
The blonde girl?
Chloe. No, you can't romance the blonde girl.
Oh.
There's this boy.
like-
There's like cute nerd boy who's like very adorable. and
Oh, like the
nervous.
best friend character? I
Yeah,
remember
and
that.
you can romance him or like kiss
It's
him.
like
in
the
the end.
first episode.
Honestly, nothing really changed between their relationship except for the fact that like there wasn't as much flirting, because there were still those moments of like it's just Max and Chloe here together experiencing something together,
Okay.
and so that it was still just as impactful. It just didn't have romantic undertones.
Okay.
Okay.
And you know you about Kaidan.
Oh, yeah. One thing I would change about Kaidan is, a lot of people felt like his character didn't have much to him, and I can see where they get that point, especially because he's not in most of the trilogy. He's in the first one, definitely, but the second one, it's like this really heartbreaking scene, in my opinion.
I hate Horizon.
Yeah, Horizon is the worst.
Did I not get there?
Huh?
Wait, have I not gotten there yet?
Oh, yeah, no, that's second game.
Damn it.
So it's a really heartbreaking scene, and then that's it. And then there's a third of the third game is without Kaidan as well. Mm-hmm. And so I feel like there could have been a lot of like really great Kaidan moments throughout the entire trilogy. It just stinks that we weren't able to see them because he's not in the game. Mm-hmm. And so there was things I would change. It would be more Kaidan. That sounds silly. But
increase.
Like how you were talking about with Chloe, the blue-haired one, that like you just don't see all parts of their character. It's not as fleshed out as much. There are parts of Kaidan where I'm just like, can we give you a little bit more? Like I want more about this character and that kind of stuff.
I felt really disappointed that he wasn't fleshed out as much in the main game, but in the DLC they fleshed him out a bit more in the third game. Mm-hmm. But it's like, but if you don't have it, you only have what the base game gave you.
Yeah, I think that's a BioWare issue. Like games in general, I think a BioWare issue is that they put so much story into the DLCs, particularly with the Dragon Age series right now.
Oh my god, yeah.
And the books, and it's just like people don't have all this time.
I don't read the books.
Yeah.
I know. Like, I hope nothing important happened. I don't know.
Yeah.
I know I didn't play all three games, but I did get the impression a lot from Kaidan that like his character traits and his development were very much like him just talking about himself, which felt really awkward sometimes because it was just like, so you did this, right? It felt like small talk, and he was like, yeah, and this is how I felt about it, and I didn't like it. And it was like, well, great. How do you feel about what we're doing in the immediate, like how do you fit into this story happening here right now?
I feel like that's a big issue with the writing in the first game as well. Like a lot of characters are just like, so Liara, like with her you can like learn about her past a bit more. Mm-hmm. But she's always just like, yeah, Shepard, that's how I feel about the situation. And you're like, okay, cool.
Yeah, it feels
anyway.
super awkward. It just feels like small talk as opposed to like you're really getting to know these people because I find the most effective character depth comes from their opinions or their viewpoints on like what you're actually doing.
That's why I like the second game a lot more because they'll have like in the first game they kind of did this where like after main missions they'll have things to say, but in the second game it like really pertains to what happened, and then they have loyalty missions, which like makes you learn a lot about them. But
because there are like kind of loyalty missions in the first one, like for Rex,
but they're really like,
and they're just fetch and find,
and like they don't even have to be on the missions. Like you can be like, I found the armor, and he's like, okay, cool, and he's like, okay. Like Garrus is the only one with an actual like loyalty mission that he has to be on.
And so hooray for all of those wonderful characters that could have been a little bit better. So now I'm going to take a little moment to just say thank you for listening. If you're not my professor, because my professor has to listen to this, so thanks. I'm going to promote some of these clubs that are really awesome. One of them being Press Start. So if you're a game art major like myself, then you can go and learn about art fundamentals that you may not be getting in some of your programming classes. It's on Fridays from 3:30 to 4:30 at 916. There's also Alpha Lab for general game design and development sort of skills. And so we do cool things with Unity. We had a guest speaker last week talk about sound engines and sound visualization. That was really cool because I don't know anything about music. So Alpha Lab also meets on Fridays in the 916 building from 5 to 6. And so if you have free time on Friday evenings, I would suggest definitely to come see them or hang out because it's a lot of fun and games are great.
Come make games with us.
Come learn.
Games.
Yeah, bringing back that pun.
It's the name of the show. You have to name drop the show in every episode.
This is the name of the show.
In every arc, you have to say the name.
Yeah.
Oh,
so far, this is the name. But yeah, no, that was a really great commercial break, wasn't it? And so for our next question topic thing to talk about is, what games do you wish had LGBTQ content? And so I'll go first because I've played this game very recently. Persona 5 was so good.
So
yeah, Parker also really loves Persona 5.
Oh, it's amazing.
I own it.
Yeah.
But
that doesn't mean you've played it.
I told you to buy it, but we haven't played it.
Yet.
Anyway, Atlas has this just thing that they do where they have a lot of characters that have a lot of potential to be LGBTQ, and they can talk about those themes and like actually introduce it to some of their broader audience, and yet they don't. They just kind of let those opportunities walk on by, and I'm really upset about it. So, I mean, I love all of the girls in all of the Persona games, but I love the boys too.
Makoto's best girl.
On is best girl. Anyway, Parker and I will fight after the podcast.
I like the cat.
The cat is best girl.
Is that cat a girl?
No, that cat's a boy.
Fuck. I don't know.
I mean, Morgana's a cat, so let's be real. Cats don't have gender. But
he's super.
Yeah.
I kiss the cat on its forehead and then we get married.
But anyway, there are a lot of characters like Ryuji. I really love Ryuji. I really love Akechi.
I love Akechi.
Yeah.
He's such an angsty boy.
I know, and there's such dynamic friendships in these games that aren't fully explored, I feel, because they're like, gays don't exist. I'm like,
But they do.
But they also hint at it so much.
I'm a
Yes.
man's man.
absolutely, yeah.
No,
Just
that is Ryuji, actually,
Yeah.
from Persona 5, because, like, Ryuji's, like, the dorky, stupid best friend who, like, is unintentionally an ass sometimes.
Is he the brown-haired one?
No, he's
No.
blonde.
he's not stupid.
No, okay, but, like, no, he's not
not my boyfriend.
stupid, but, like, he's pretty dumb. Like,
It's the same fucking
yeah.
thing.
I just mean, like,
Is he ditzy?
he's ditzy, and then, like, just that they push the bromances so much
hate
that.
that.
It's always like,
It's like, flesh that out.
is there anything here? Like, come on. It's like, now we're just like bros,
We're
right,
super
bro?
best
Like,
friends for life.
right, bro?
Just like-
like, come on, bro. Like, let's just be
BFFs.
Who's
bros,
trying to tell me
bro.
that I can't marry my best friend for life? What?
Right?
Exactly.
Like, you should.
It's a fantastic relationship.
Anyway, this is Isaac's.
No, that's good. So yeah, mine was just the Persona 5 specifically, because I played it recently. I'll forever be bitter, but it's okay.
My game that I would add. The thing is about the game I'm gonna say is that they have confirmed ones, and I'm hoping they're going to add more, which is Overwatch. There's one confirmed lesbian character, and Tracer is amazing, and she's
Isn't that just like real life though? There's just one.
There's just
There's
one.
one
But the
confirmed
cool thing about
lesbian.
her is that she's the poster girl for the game.
Yes.
So she's on the covers, and that's like really awesome to have like just like a queer character like
Getting all the
representing.
titty
It's like
shots.
get that sweet representation. It's her butt actually.
Okay,
Yeah.
booty shots. Yeah.
She's like the unintentional mascot. you
She
know?
is the mascot. She's
Well,
like the main character.
Yeah, but like they didn't intend that to happen. They were just like, Tracer's so awesome, and
Yeah.
then she became the poster girl. And
But
like,
I
hey,
just-
guess what?
she's gay.
She's gay.
And then all the
people
guys
were
were all
all
angry, and I was like, fuck
no,
you.
she's not gay. Like,
Yeah.
look at her butt. She can't be gay.
Yeah.
I'm just like, you guys are
No
stupid.
gay has a butt like that.
reading some of the comments
my
in the
God.
wave
Oh
in the
my God.
aftermath were just like downright obnoxious and like hilarious.
my
Oh my
wife.
God, they were so funny. It's like, she's my wife. She can't be gay. They're like in denial.
And they're just
I
like
was
posting the pictures of like her and Emily kissing. Like, nah, bro, I promise.
No, yeah, like, look, she's kissing a girl. There you go.
They're girlfriends. But yeah, I'm just because Blizzard,
Especially in the
has-
face of them. Sorry, I interrupted
No,
you,
go
but
ahead.
like people who are just like Tracer and Winston should be together.
That was the worst thing I've ever heard in my entire life. They're like, Trisha can't be gay. She's with an ape. It's like, what the hell are you talking about?
A genetically engineered modified.
He's a
ape.
smart ape. Okay, he likes
For
peanut
those who
butter.
don't know, Winston is like Tracer's best friend.
He's a
who's like
gorilla.
a scientist. Well, yeah, he's a gorilla, and he's Tracer's best friend, and he's a sweet boy.
People wanted them to be a relationship, and I did not because
People
he's-
wanted her to fuck that
he
ape.
is a gorilla
A gorilla.
from the moon. Anyway, he literally is. Anyway, Blizzard has confirmed that there are going to be more LGBTQ characters, and I'm super pumped for that. And I'm hoping that Pharmacy. I mean, there's a lot of like good potential. And the
Pharmacy refers to a ship name of
Farah and Mercy.
Farah and Mercy.
Sorry, we're getting so gay
Sorry.
in here.
But I
I
just
wanted
think
to explain for the audience.
it's just really
Right?
cool because Blizzard is confirming it, and I'm hoping that they're going to be doing it in maybe like an animated short instead of the comics, like with Tracer.
Mhm, yeah, because then like people can like watch it happen.
Oh my god, yeah, watch
Reach
them
a wider
make out
audience.
in fucking HD. But I
big
think
mood.
A 1080p. Look at those textures.
a thing that I just really love about Blizzard and like the community behind Overwatch is that the voice actors for the characters are also super into their characters being like, they're like, hell yeah, my character could be gay. Like Matt Mercer, the voice of McCree, is like, McCree and Hanzo are definitely a thing. Like they're 100%. Same with the voice actresses of Farah and Mercy are like, yeah, they're dating. Same with Symmetra and Sombra. They're like, yep.
Oh really?
Like
Junkrat and Roadhog, they're like, yeah.
Oh yes, they're definitely.
It's
good.
awesome. Like the
Absolutely
voice
married.
actors,
And,
like
Lucio and Diva.
oh yeah, like
cute.
I mean they're not gay.
They're not gay, but it's still cute.
Actually, Lucio is a bi icon, and I will not
True,
step down
bi-trans
from
icon.
that. Bi-trans icon, and I will not
He's my
step
son.
down.
Lucio's trans.
No,
I
but
wish.
he should be.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's true.
We need it confirmed.
But I just think it's amazing how, like, I mean, I'm sure there's some games where, like, if a character, or if, like, a development studio is like, your character's gay, the person would be like, I have to be a gay character, and then they voice it, like, really, like, annoyedly, but, like, I don't know, the Overwatch team's like, hell yeah! And they're, like, super pumped for it, and they're, like, so for it, and it just makes me really happy.
Because they didn't just like pluck like video game voice actors. They like got random people to be like, hey, you like one of us character? Like, oh yeah, sure.
And Matt Mercer, who's
Well,
like,
yeah,
Yeah.
and Matt Mercer, who's like the chillest dude.
who's just the best boy.
Who's also in Persona 5.
yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, he's
Yusuke.
Mhm.
Who is also probably very strongly hinted at gay boy.
Oh man, he's just destined.
One thing I want to comment on is, like, I'm really glad Blizzard is, like, stepping up to the plate and, like,
We need
really-
AAA studios.
absolutely. Like, as much as I hate the machine and... Sorry.
man.
I hate the man.
Fight the power.
Absolutely. But
man.
we need them to start
AAA.
building or putting out these characters because, like, where else are we gonna get this mainstream media? So, you know,
Yeah.
I'm really glad that Blizzard is, like, doing that.
And especially they're stepping up their game from the WoW days because
Yeah.
WoW had
WoW is
shite
fun, but it's a mess.
representation. Yeah, oh my god,
Yeah.
like chicks were designed so weirdly. Oh god.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm really appreciative of Blizzard for like listening to the people who are playing the game and also just for
Absolutely.
being a AAA studio that has a game that's still going super strong and getting more players every day. That's like because of this, we're not going to skimp on the gay characters. We're actually going to add more, and I feel like that's
Absolutely.
super awesome for them.
Because everyone else would just bend to the majority.
Exactly.
You know?
But they're like,
Except it's really funny because, like, straight 18 to 35 male gamers aren't the majority anymore.
Exactly,
I know, and
which
I
is
love
amazing.
I
Yeah.
love it. They're
Thank
not
you,
creepy.
Blizzard, for,
Yeah,
like,
thanks,
knowing-
Blizzard.
Yeah, thanks Blizzard for actually doing some crowd research.
Yeah.
So
Thank you for
Sorry,
making it right.
homophobes. You're gonna get more gay characters in your
You
games.
can have Winston.
you can have Winston.
You can have 8-Boy from the moon.
You can have the gorilla who likes peanut butter. Have him. You're welcome.
Especially because it's a super mainstream game that, like, is
Yes.
talked about in all of my classes right now.
Love that shit.
I think it's awesome, and plus I think a lot of people know about it, even people who aren't gamers.
Exactly.
So the game that I think could have used a lot of LGBTQ characters was the Witcher series, because that game it never outwardly or like directly or intentionally shits on the community, but it's a high fantasy game. Jude brought this up before about Dragon Age, where it was like they how Dragon Age tries to like give an explanation for homophobia in a fantasy world. And the Witcher never goes as far as that. There are just no gay people in that game. And it makes no sense because there are a lot of characters that like you can tell have feelings for Geralt, you know, that are male.
Including me.
I mean, Geralt of Rivia is a
Isaac is the
sweet,
DLC
moist
now.
boy. No, yeah, for sure. Like, Isaac's the
You were in the back.
I'm
down
in
there.
the DLC. I'm just like, Geralt, please.
So there are a lot of like of Geralt's friends who, based on their interactions, they're very flirtatious, but they never show their sexuality in any sort of way directly. And Geralt, unfortunately for a lot of people, he's a very heterosexual boy. And
Very
they're
I'm
sexy.
very straight.
yes.
That's how he introduces himself.
My name's Geralt of Rivia.
I'm
and
straight.
I'm very straight.
I'm very straight.
Um,
I ride horses. And
So and Geralt is always sort of like Geralt's that really chill, aggressive guy, you know? Like you could totally get a beer with him, but like don't piss him off. You know? And then there are a lot of interactions in the game where like he's insulting like these authority figures who are assholes, right? And you're just like, yeah, Geralt, but then he'll be like, wanna go suck your boyfriend's dick while the big boys take care of this? And it's just like, why is that an insult? Like this like it's also sort of a case where they never defend it, you know? And it is weird as compared to Dragon Age just because that sort of jargon feels very part of that world, if that makes sense, because everyone sort of does it. You know, they're always like making these gay jokes or anything like that, even though there are no gay characters. And
that's so forced, though.
it's
like,
it's very forced is the thing. And I guess just because traditionally there haven't been any gay characters in a fantasy world, but that doesn't make it that you can't have that.
There are gay characters in Dragon Age.
There are gay characters in Dragon Age, yeah.
There's gay characters in Todd Howard's classic Skyrim.
There are gay characters. Todd Howard. It's just a little infuriating, like having the Witcher series be these fantastic story games. You know, like they're just these like groups of people who are like coming to fight each other for a lot of really deeply rooted political reasons. And like that game is so heavy in politics, and it does a really good job of showing like bipartisan systems and how they don't work, and also like all these different parties having their own opinions and beliefs and everything, and how they fit into society and how they're like fighting for their own voice. In a game that succeeds in so many storytelling aspects, you would think that they would also incorporate, you know, they wouldn't think to incorporate this sort of rude talk about this
that's
sort of
so
community.
stupid, because in like fantasy worlds there's so many good like concepts that you could think of as insults. Like you could do like old like medieval-y insults, which are just hilarious. Or you could like
Ye
come up
old
with
insults.
Why do you have to like fall back on like gay jokes? I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't get it either. And
Especially if there's literally no gay characters.
No, and
Like,
yeah,
what the fuck?
it's a really interesting concept to me that like all of these like high fantasy like games like occurring in like different planets that like aren't Earth, and yet they're still like homophobia, racism, like sexism,
the
all of them are still
connecting
in it.
factor is the shitty parts of our world.
of life.
I just don't
Yeah.
understand how like someone can think of like a fantastical world and be like, but like besides the dragons mauling people, let's just throw homophobia in there too. It's like we already have enough issues, my dude. We have plague. We have Todd Howard. Like there's a lot of stuff that's happening. I want to make out with my boyfriend. Go away, please.
Yes, like.
Let me have this one solid.
Yeah, exactly. It just makes it a little sad
Just do
that
this
these
one
games
solid.
exceed
In so much
expectations, and they reach such heights in gameplay and storytelling, and yet they still bow
Stoop
to
to the,
some sort of
like, stupidity.
archetype.
Yeah, exactly. I hate that.
Me too.
But
Anyway, that's my 2 cents on the
Yeah.
representation of the
That's
Witcher
why we
series.
should
I love
all
it.
buy the new HD Skyrim for the Switch. Wink, wink.
Anyway, this is not a promotion, nor is it a
Because
commercial
there's gay
for
characters in
Todd
it.
Howard's Wet Dreams Skyrim being released for 7 years in a row.
I hate Skyrim. I'm just gonna throw that out.
I love Todd Howard.
I love Todd Howard, but I hate his games.
Oblivion was awesome.
Sure.
That's a different story than Skyrim.
Just very ugly.
So anyway, as we reach the final bits of our lovely time together, not really, we're still gonna hang out and
Before we
maybe do
all
another episode.
die.
We're all dead right after
Our
this
last
episode.
times together.
We have like T-minus 8 minutes.
This is our last
Yep.
conversation.
Thank
I'm gonna
you
eat
everyone
some
for the
pretzels
list.
afterwards.
Thank goodness you didn't eat pretzels during.
He's
No,
chewing
yeah.
gum.
I'm chewing gum.
No. So we're gonna do our lightning round real quick. And
Lightning
so
round.
so there are 2 rules to lightning round. If you give over your base answer, I will buzz at you.
Oh my
I will
God.
literally make a buzz noise with my
Slap
body.
our
I will
legs.
vibrate.
Is my
Um,
mouth gonna taste like metal afterwards?
Yeah, he's gonna slap you so hard your mouth bleeds.
No, he's just gonna like strike you with lightning. I'll just be like, man, my tongue feels metallic.
My gum exploded.
And the other rule is that we're gonna go circle style. So who do we want to start with? Like, okay,
Are
me.
you gonna go?
I'll start.
I'll
Yeah.
buzz if you go.
I
too
think we
long.
all pointed like clockwise
The next-
directions.
I'll buzz if Isaac goes too long.
Okay. So our first one. Oops, sorry, that was a really loud clacking noise of me moving my laptop. I'll edit this out. So the first question is favorite game ever. My favorite game ever is Mass Effect 2.
My favorite game ever is the Mass Effect series. I don't have a favorite game.
My favorite game ever is The Last of Us.
All right, favorite type of game. My favorite type of game is probably RPGs.
My favorite type of game is fantasy RPGs or action games.
My favorite type of game is either fantasy RPG or like walking sim.
The next one is favorite character, and my favorite character is probably going to be, oh shoot, I forgot his name. Fenris. Fenris.
I love Fenris.
Who's
oh,
Fenris?
He's from Mass
Nope,
Effect.
nope.
Sorry.
Oh shit! There's Isaac's body vibrating.
My favorite characters are either Grunt from Mass Effect 2 or Legion from Mass Effect.
Again, my favorite character is Ellie from The Last of Us. What a good girl.
Is there an app that you hate but use anyway? Grindr.
It's Tumblr.
Tinder.
Favorite archetype. My favorite archetype is small, tiny, but will beat the shit out of you.
I like depressed hero.
I like the short guy with big beards who's also gay.
Like gay dwarves.
Gay dwarves.
Best butt in a video game, Dorian Pavus.
Kaidan Alenko.
Craig from Dream Daddy.
You're absolutely correct. Yeah, no, I can't believe we've had this first episode and we haven't talked about Dream Daddy, but it's okay.
Guy, I'm vibrating my body.
Who's a better cook, your mother or your grandmother? Grandmother.
Grandma.
Grandma.
We are all good grandkids.
My mom burns everything. Sorry, Mom.
So who's your video game baby? My video game baby is probably
shit.
Carmencita from Dream Daddy.
Grunt is literally my son.
Amanda from Dream Daddy.
Could you survive in the wilderness for a month? Absolutely not.
Oh no, I'd die the first day.
I would probably take a shit in the woods and then die.
What are some songs you know by heart? I know Slow Hands by Niall Horan by heart.
Bohemian Rhapsody, I guess, is the first song I can think
Oh, mine's Don't Stop Me Now by Queen. Yeah. Oh.
What animal best represents your personality? Probably a sea cucumber or a manatee.
of. Golden Retriever.
A corgi.
A sea cucumber.
Hi, everyone. I want to thank you all for listening to the entirety of this fun fest.
That's sea cucumber.
Join us next time where hopefully we'll get our shit together.
Did I do anything?